Reborn on my wedding day. I rejected Ziyue, heir of Duke Dingguo, who came to snatch the bride. In my past life, I secretly loved Ziyue for 10 whole years. Like a madwoman, I lifted the sedan curtain and eloped with him. Who knew that after marriage he would treat me like dirt? Only treating me as a plaything to vent his anger, forcing me to drink birth control potions every single day, torturing me until my life completely withered away. Only right before I died did I find out that the bride snatching, which shocked the whole capital, was nothing but a ridiculous bet he made with someone. Because of this farce, his sweetheart married far away and died in childbirth. So he pinned all his hatred entirely on me. He hated me for a lifetime and tormented me for a lifetime. Right now, the deafening sound of Swan's rings in my ears. Outside the bridal sedan, I can already hear him reining in his horse. My personal maid Kaiyun leaned close to the window, whispering, "Miss." Two men are blocking the way. It looks like they are here to snatch the bride. The commotion settles down. A frivolous male voice comes through. "Miss Shen, the heir of Duke Dingguo and I have come to intercept your bridal sedan. Do you want to leave with me? Or do you want to leave with him?" I tightly grip the red veil in my hands. Before I can even make a sound, Ziyue eagerly tries to distance himself. "Bai Chu, I know you like Miss Shen. Today I am just here for the ride. Do not drag me into this." And cause the lady to misunderstand. Bai Chu is the youngest son of old General Bai. He has been good friends with Ziyue since childhood. "Do you really think Miss Shen would fancy you?" Ziyue is most likely reborn as well, because this time, recklessly abandoning my fiancé and jumping out. This farce created by Ziyue, but ended up in a situation he could not back down from, and had to bite the bullet and marry me. I actually never knew before that Bai Chu secretly loved me all along. Thinking about it carefully, and gave Kaiyun a few instructions. She nodded, stepped forward and shouted my lady wishes to ask young Master Bai, "Do you truly like her?" Bai Chu hesitated for a moment, blushed and said yes. "I have indeed taken a fancy to Miss Shen. Is she willing to leave with me?" Just as Kaiyun opened her mouth, about to continue speaking, Ziyue sneered and interrupted her, saying sarcastically Miss Shen really is not picky. It seems today no matter which young master comes, she would nod and agree. "Bai Chu, hurry up and call your father home to prepare for the wedding." A wave of murmurs arose from the surroundings. I calmly spoke and instructed. Kaiyun continued speaking. Suppressing her anger, she continued to shout that will not do. "Then why did young master Bai not be for my lady's wedding? Come to her home to propose. If you wanted to fight for her, why must you block the sedan on the street and ruin her reputation HMPH? Could it be that young master Bai thinks even if you cannot snatch the bride, you can just say it was a joke to cover your own tracks, while outsiders just treat it as gossip? Your reputation matters, but my lady's dignity means nothing." Bai Chu was immediately left speechless, stammering, "I did not mean that." Kaiyun ignored him and poured out the rest of her words. Do not delay the auspicious hour of her wedding. Hearing the sorne and drums start playing again, this time I finally do not have to be entangled with Ziyue anymore. It is my fiancé, Zhang Shujin. As a way of thanking him, Ziyue retracted the hand he had also reached out and said coldly, "Shen Huai, you absolutely cannot marry Zhang Shujin." My eyes met his. What crazy talk is Erzi spouting? Zhang Shujin is my fiancé. Today is the big day of our marriage. Why on earth can I not marry him? Ziyue stared at me intently and said through gritted teeth, "Shen Huai, you know very well in your heart My whole body stiffened. Only then did I remember that Zhang Shujin would die in half a year. Zhang Shujin served as the deputy minister of Dali Temple. He is an upright person, always follows the rules, impartial and selfless. Such an honest official is a blessing for the common people. But he could not survive in officialdom. Next year he will be dragged into a major corruption case and die unjustly in prison. He has no relatives left in his family. In the end, there was not even anyone to collect his ashes. But even so, I still cannot back out of the marriage again. In my past life facing my nonsense, Zhang Shujin never scolded me even once. He just calmly lowered his eyes and said one sentence. Then I wish Miss Shen. May all your wishes come true. Later, I happened to bump into him once. He saw the bruises on my arms and even told me that if I encountered anything I needed help with, I could go find him at Dali Temple. Such a clean and good official like him should not end up dying like that. Shen Huayi. Are you really going to marry him? Ziyue spoke up, interrupting my memories. My tone was firm. No matter what happens in the future, I will marry him. Zhang Shujin's eyes flickered, quietly clenching his fists tightly. But Ziyue stared at me gloomily and started sneering fine. Very fine indeed. Based on my familiarity with him, he is absolutely furious right now. I do not understand what he is so angry about. In this life, he is not forced to marry me and can freely go marry his true love. Everyone should be happy, not wanting to waste brain power on it. I turned around and sat back in the sedan. I originally thought I could peacefully complete the wedding ceremony with Zhang Shujin, but something still went wrong in the end. Just 1 second before the ceremony, Ziyue suddenly led people to rush in, using the excuse of shielding a wrongful conviction to take Zhang Shujin away, brutally ruining this wedding entirely. This is clearly his retaliation. I was just about to argue with him, but Zhang Shujin stopped me. Miss Shen, do not worry. I have always done things openly and honestly. As long as they investigate clearly, everything will be fine. It is just that today's wedding has become a mess. If you want to back out and cancel the wedding, I will respect your wishes. Looking at his retreating figure as he was taken away, the words stuck in my throat ultimately had no chance to be spoken. The Yue chased the crowd away and looked at me coldly. Are you happy now? Eldest Master Z, what do you mean? Stop playing dumb here. I just want to tell you. As long as I do not give my permission, do not even think about going through with this wedding. You have the girl of your dreams. Looking at your shameless and unreasonable behavior right now, Diyu's expression changed. How is that possible? Seeing my mocking face as if watching a play, he took a deep breath of cold air. You are my woman. Do you think I am invisible? For the sake of us having been husband and wife, I have thought of a win-win solution. After I marry Yuru, I will let you into my manor. Before that, do not even think about marrying anyone else. I do not understand where he gets his audacity to think that after I was bullied and tortured like that, not only would I not hold a grudge, but I would also be willing to be his concubine. I was just about to say no, but my heart feared causing trouble. What if Ziyue relies on his power and causes trouble for Zhang Shujin again? Seeing me stay silent, he thought I had silently agreed, leaned in closer and pinched my chin. I immediately trembled all over in subconscious fear. He involuntarily lightened his grip. With a hint of concession, he said, "Fine. I know you will not marry Zhang Shujin. You are just angry that I did not snatch the bride this time. Do not be afraid as long as you get along peacefully with Yuru. In the future, I will definitely love and cherish you, and will not treat you like that anymore. After all, our bodies are quite compatible." At this moment, someone hurriedly entered the room and interrupted him. The Duke has returned to the manor. He has an urgent matter for you. After he walked away, my chin was red from his pinching. Hatred bubbled up in my heart, but I could only forcefully suppress it. Right now, I was especially worried about Zhang Shujin's safety. I originally wanted to stay at the Zhang Manor to wait for his safe return, but my eldest brother Shen Huaiju, who escorted me, said without the wedding bows, this marriage does not count, and desperately dragged me back to our maiden home.
父母听说萧月和白楚当街抢亲，萧月甚至抓走江修锦来阻拦我成婚，便想当然的觉得他俩对我用情极深。
一个是定国公世子，一个是白将军最疼爱的儿子。
No matter which one is chosen, both are better than a penniless deputy minister of Dali Temple. My mother grabbed me and bitterly advised Huayan. Listen to your mother.
退了跟江修锦的婚事，选萧月，等他以后继承定国公爵位，你就是国公夫人了。
This is a tremendous blessing that our family could not even hope for. The Duchess. In my past life, I did indeed become the Duchess. It looked glamorous to outsiders. Only I myself know best. Stuck in a mud pit, never seeing the sun for a single day. I shook my head and said I will never marry Ziyue. My mother's mouth stiffened, pretending everything was fine. She continued to persuade, all right. Then you can choose Bai Chu. He is a man of striking appearance. His father and brothers have all established their merits. He definitely will not do badly in the future. Thinking about it carefully. My tragic fate is all to blame on Bai Chu, because he took a fancy to me. He incited Ziyue to make this bet. Cowardly, afraid of trouble, and taking no responsibility. He is not a good match. I said calmly and firmly, Mother. I will not choose anyone. In this life, I only plan to marry Jiang Shujin. Do not even think about it. You must pick one. It is best to choose Ziyue. Once we become relatives with Duke Jingguo, my future in officialdom will definitely be smooth sailing. Shen Huaiju cannot endure hardship. He only learns things on the surface, yet stubbornly believes that as long as someone backs him, his official career will be smooth. Little does he know that only with true ability can one stand firm and withstand the wind and waves. I did not expect my father to also say with a straight face, Huayan, your marriage is not just your own business. You must consider the future prospects of our Shen family. I looked around at them one by one, hoping to exchange me for the greatest benefits. Ask him to come over and propose early. I stood up. If you want to marry him, then marry him yourselves. I absolutely refuse. My fate. I was deeply worried about Jiang Shujin. He suffered this false charge entirely because of me. I hurriedly ran over, secretly slipped the guards a lot of money. Miss Shen, you do not have a pass. We cannot let you in. Can you not bend the rules a bit? I will come right out. I really cannot. Please do not make things difficult for me. While talking, someone walked out from inside. It was none other than Jiang Shujin. I happily said, Lord Jiang, you are out. You were not tortured right. I carefully checked him all over. Aside from looking slightly haggard, he had no external injuries. He looked down and realized he was still wearing his wedding robes. With a hint of embarrassment, he said, I am quite well. I am truly sorry, Miss Shen, for making you worrying and fear for me. Lord Jiang, from now on, just call me Huayan. Let us walk and talk. All right, Huayan, then you should stop calling me Lord Jiang too. You can call me Jiang Shujin or just Shujin. Those last two words, he mumbled very softly, seeming a bit shy. I could not hold it in and covered my mouth to smile. Everyone says Jiang Shujin never jokes around. Always rigid and serious. Yet from his fair and clear face, I saw a trace of tenderness and hopelessness. The two of us chatted idly along the way. When he escorted me to the main gate of the Shen Manor, we tacitly stopped in our tracks at the same time. Huayan, I have something I want to say to you. Jiang Shujin, I want to say to you. You speak first. You speak first. Our words collided completely. I burst out laughing. Jiang Shujin also could not hold it in and raised the corners of his mouth. It was the first time I saw him so happy. His originally icy gaze seemed to melt into a gentle spring river, like ice and snow melting, and said somewhat embarrassedly, if you really marry me, we will probably run into more of this in the future. Jiang Shujin hurriedly said, I do not regret it at all. I actually wanted to bring this up too. My family background is not solid enough. And I have only made it to Deputy Minister of Dali Temple. On the day of our wedding, I was forced to leave you all alone. If you feel wronged, I am willing to step forward and cancel this marriage. I raised my head, stared into his sincere eyes, and said word by word, what if I absolutely refuse to back out? If you do not back out, I will absolutely risk my life to protect you and keep you safe for a lifetime. In the past, I was all alone, doing things roughly and impulsively, without considering the future, but from now on, I will definitely be more thoughtful, plan carefully, and strive to climb higher. I will absolutely never let you fall into a situation where others can manipulate you at will again. His words struck the core of my heart one by one, as if carving a mark. I suddenly felt my cheeks burning and hurriedly said, all right, I understand what you mean. Just follow your heart. As for our marriage, let us pick a new auspicious day. It was not until I walked all the way back to my courtyard that the burning heat on my face finally subsided. How could this Jiang Shujin keep a straight face and seriously say such sweet words? The corners of my mouth curled up subconsciously. Are you that happy knowing I came over? My expression suddenly froze. I looked up. Ziyue was standing in my courtyard with a wicked smirk. My face immediately fell. What are you doing here? Ziyue looked full of himself. Of course it was your father who invited me over. What is there to avoid between us anyway? That you must have your father pass a message. I frowned and asked why my father called him. Ziyue smiled. Why are you playing dumb? HMPH. He definitely came to discuss our marriage. Do not be afraid. Knowing you are unwilling to be a concubine, I have already made a concession. I persuaded Yuru to agree to me marrying you as my secondary consort. In the middle of next month, on the day I bring Yuru into my home, you will also enter the manor together. Now that Jiang Shujin is completely safe, I had no more scruples and said coldly, Ziyue, a secondary consort is still a concubine. I will absolutely not marry you. His face changed instantly and said in a deep voice, Shan Hui, do not be too greedy. Even though I cannot give you a primary wife's wedding this time. But with your family status, marrying into the Duke's manor is already considered marrying up. Or is it that you are still thinking about Bai Chu in your heart and want to marry him? I said with a dark face. I do not want to marry him either. Do I have to choose between the two of you? I did not say the second half of the sentence because Ziyue suddenly pulled me into his arms. He seemed to let out a long sigh of relief and said affectionately, that is good. I bet that your heart is full of me. Why? I have missed you a little. Immediately after, he stared straight at me and actually leaned down to kiss me, feeling his body react. You! What are you doing? Let me go. I was so disgusted I almost threw up all over the ground. I raised my hand and slapped him as hard as I could, cursing angrily. Ziyue! Get away from me! Ever since Ziyue left in a fit of anger, I have not seen him for several days. Coincidentally, the new wedding date Jiang Shujin and I picked is the exact same day Ziyue is marrying Li Yuru, which shows that day is indeed a very auspicious day. My parents, of course, did not agree and desperately wanted to cancel this marriage. But we had already exchanged our birth charts long ago. Jiang Shujin refused to cancel it, and they did not have the guts to force this deputy minister of Dali Temple to withdraw completely, scheming that once I marry into the Duke's manor, everything would be set in stone. Jiang Shujin and I both kept quiet, letting them be happy however they want for now. In the end, it will only be empty joy. A few days later, it was the day of the eldest princess's spring polo match. My bestie Sumo dragged me along. She took a fancy to the prize offered by the eldest princess, begging softly, my good sister. That hairpin perfectly matches my newly made clothes. As long as you play polo with me, we can definitely win that prize back. Looking at her cute pouting face, remembering how much she loves beauty. Yet in my past life she was implicated by her family and died on the way to exile. My heart could not help but soften. Alright. Today I will definitely help you fulfill this wish. Who would have thought that by sheer coincidence, Liuro was actually on the opposing team? Her eyes revealed a strange look. Staring fixedly at me, I could not be bothered to pay attention to her and focused entirely on playing the game. But Liuro deliberately targeted me. One moment trying to trip my horse, the next desperately chasing after me without letting go. But her skills were truly too terrible. As a result, she ended up falling off her horse first. In the end, Sumo and I won the prize. Just as I picked up that entirely pinkish white hairpin, I saw Ziyue leading Liuro walking towards me. Looking like they were up to no good, Ziyue stared at me full of anger. Shen Huai. Why did you have to torment Yuru? Are you satisfied now that she is injured from the fall? How did you become so mean-spirited? Is he blind? I furrowed my brows. RZ. Playing the game is all about skill. Bumps and bruises are inevitable. If you cannot afford to lose, you should not have come to play. Liyuru's eyes flickered with disappointment as she said, "That is right. Blame my poor skills. I should not have noticed that the hairpin looks so much like the one my mother left behind, and overestimated my abilities to fight for it. My mother's hairpin has long been broken. No matter how similar this thing is, it does not belong to me. It is all my fault. Brother Ziyue, let us go." These words were spoken with so much grievance. Ziyu's eyes immediately filled with heartache. He pulled a long face and loudly ordered me, "Shen Huai." Did you not hear her? Hurry up and give the hairpin to Yuru. I will not yield half a step. I will not give it. Ziyue laughed out of extreme anger. His tall figure stepped forward with an oppressive aura. My heart tightened, suddenly remembering how in my past life I was pinned down on the bed by him and helplessly bullied. The feeling of grievance and anger surged up. My eyes turned completely red. I shouted loudly, "Ziyue, are you actually planning to use force?" My sudden outburst of anger left Ziyue stunned. He seemed to have thought of something and stopped his footsteps approaching me, saying slowly, "No, I am just negotiating with you." I kept a straight face and threw out these words, "Nothing to talk about." Shen Huai. How can you be so unreasonable? I forcefully shoved the hairpin into Sumo's hands. Sumo, you go invite the eldest princess to judge who is right and wrong, and see if the prize we won fair and square should be given away for nothing to the thick-skinned RZ who demands it. Sumo nodded nervously and ran off into the distance. Ziyue wanted to stop her, but unfortunately it was too late. Nonsense! How can you disturb the eldest princess with such a trivial matter? The eldest princess once assisted the emperor in his succession to the throne and is highly valued by the emperor. If the eldest princess finds out that the grand heir forcefully came to demand the prize given for the match, not only will it anger her, but Duke Dingguo would also lose his face completely. Liuru saw him pull a long face and softly persuaded Brother Ziyue, "Calm down first. Miss Shen fighting me so bitterly is probably because she resents that I am about to marry you as the primary wife, while she can only be a concubine. She just feels aggrieved in her heart, that is all. But frankly speaking, is it not all because she cares about you? We will have plenty of days together in the future. I believe she will eventually drop her prejudice against me. Let it go, Brother Ziyue. Let us just go home first." Ziyue, with a dark face, glanced at me. "Shen Huai, I do not care what resentment you hold in your heart, but you must understand, Yuru is my lifeblood. If you dare to bully her, I will absolutely not spare you. You do not want to suffer a second time, right?" Ziyue is trying to scare me, but in this life I am definitely not jumping into the fire pit, waiting until the two of them walked far away. And Sumo ran back. Did I finally snap back to reality, realizing my back was already drenched in cold sweat? Yi, how are you doing? Your little face is so pale. The eldest princess had already left. I could not find her. Did he bully you? I smiled. It is nothing. I managed to scare them off. Ah, that is good. Even if he is the heir, he cannot just do whatever he wants. There will always be someone who can keep him in check. That is right. He is at most just an heir. On the way back home, I bumped into Bai Chu. He was purposely waiting for me here. Upon seeing me, he hurriedly came forward and apologized to me with a serious face. I am truly sorry, Miss Shen. What I did last time was wrong. I have come to apologize to you. I understand. This cannot make up for the harm caused to you. I only hope that in the future, if there is any place you can use me, just give the order. I will absolutely not refuse, even if I have to die 10,000 deaths. Looking at his deep bow to me, I remembered the scene of his father and brother dying tragically on the battlefield in my past life, and could not help but advise him one more thing. Eldest Master Bai, I only ask that you patiently listen to a few words from me. Your father and brother love you dearly and protect you in the capital. But going to war is inherently a near-death experience. If they encounter an accident and rely on you, have you ever thought about what kind of ability you actually have to be able to save the day? After I left, Bai Chu stood there stunned for a long time, seeing that the date of Ziyu's wedding was getting closer. The Shen family happily planned to marry me off to take revenge for what happened last time. Ziyue deliberately wanted to embarrass me and did not even send a single betrothal gift to the Shen family. Meanwhile, Zhang Shijin was very busy. Even when he came to see me, he was in a hurry. In a few days, it was the days Yue married Li Yuru, and also the day Zhang Shijin and I held our wedding. I put on my red wedding dress and put on makeup in front of the mirror. The maid whispered in my ear everything on young Master Jiang's side is all set. He asked me to tell you to rest assured. I nodded. Thinking about Zhang Shijin made my heart feel inexplicably a bit panicked. My original plan was, since Yue is going to marry Yuru anyway, he definitely would not come to pick up the bride himself. As long as we secretly swapped the person halfway, no one would notice. But Zhang Shijin flatly refused. Huayan, I just want to marry you openly and honorably. Do not be afraid. I will back you up no matter what happens. The maid rushed into the room from outside and excitedly shouted, "Eldest miss, the new groom has arrived." I stood up and walked towards the main gate. The corridor I had walked down countless times felt especially long today. My parents found out that the person who came to pick up the bride was Zhang Shijin, and their faces instantly darkened. Zhang Shijin, my daughter, has long since broken off the engagement with you. She is about to marry into the Duke's manor. You had better leave right now. The bridal procession sent by the Duke's manor will arrive shortly. Please do not block the way, Lord Zhang. Everyone's eyes instantly fixated on Zhang Shijin. He was neither hurried nor flustered, and said in a clear voice, "Father-in-law, mother-in-law, I have already given the betrothal gifts. We have also exchanged birth charts. A unilateral cancellation of the engagement does not count at all. A while ago, my wedding with Huai was unexpectedly interrupted. Today, I specifically came to escort the bride again. I ask you to elders to graciously let us pass." My own eldest brother, seeing him so tactless, annoyed and scolded. "Zhang Shijin, what gives you the right to compete with the Duke's heir? Listen to my advice. You and my sister are not fated for each other. Do not hold her back from a good life." The moment I stepped out the door, I heard the whole family belittling him, just as I was about to speak up for him. Zhang Shijin playfully winked at me instead. Then he unhurriedly took out a special decree from the Empress from his pocket. The union of men and women is the foundation of stability. Loyal and upright in character. The Shen family's daughter Huai. Gentle and virtuous. Smart and kind-hearted. Noble in character. I specially decree their marriage. To hold the wedding on a chosen date, my parents with ashen faces received this decree. We will comply. My parents dared not stop us anymore, forcing a smile as they sent me into the bridal sedan. Only then did I understand that he had been busy day and night recently to help the Empress investigate a case. The Empress's nephew got drunk and hit someone, which was not fatal, but that person strangely died the next day after going home. Zhang Shujin found the real murderer, cleared his name, and also resolved the minister's siege against the Empress and the Crown Prince. Facing the Empress's heavy reward, he asked for this marriage with me to express her gratitude. The Empress sent people to add to my dowry. Just as Zhang Shujin said, he grandly came to escort me Ziyue, got his wish and married Li Yuru, considered as making up for the regret of his past life. It was supposed to be a happy moment, but Shen Huai popped into his mind. Thinking of her appearance in red in their past life, her waist seemed a bit slimmer, could be held with just one arm. The hands gripping the red veil would tremble slightly from nervousness. The veil was not that complicated and fancy, just the swaying, beaded curtain. I could see his happy and sparkling big eyes. Young master, hurry and perform the wedding vows. You look dumbfounded staring at the bride. Ha ha ha. Ziyue finally snapped out of it, reminding himself that the person beside him was Li Yuru, whom he had liked since childhood. He gathered his thoughts and went through the motions of the wedding. But his mind was completely out of control, still constantly thinking of Shen Huai. Everyone was busy with the ceremony for him and Li Yuru, with absolutely no time to care about her. Entering as a concubine, she would not have a formal banquet, and could only be carried directly into the room to sit and wait. She must be very sad. Would she be unable to hold back her tears, just thinking about how she would cry? A wave of irritability suddenly welled up in Ziyu's heart. He indeed missed Shen Huai, scheming in his heart to find time to see her first later. But tonight he had to accompany Yuru, so he definitely could not stay the night. Ziyue felt a trace of disappointment. His steps towards Shen Huai's courtyard grew. Faster and faster the courtyard was hung full of red cloths, but it was as quiet as if there were no living souls. He hated this quietness, frowned quietly and instructed the servant following behind. Go call some servants to attend to her. From now on, no one is allowed to mistreat her. The servant stared at his back, feeling completely confused in his heart. There is not even a single shadow in this courtyard. Does the young master not know? Just as he opened his mouth to speak, seeing the young master already walking far away in a hurry, he hurriedly ran to catch up. Ziyue stood at the door of the bedroom, tried hard to catch his breath, pondering in his heart if Shen Huai is really too clingy. Staying here to accompany her tonight would actually be acceptable. After making up his mind, with an unconcealable smile on his lips, he reached out and pushed the door open. Huai! The next second, his movements suddenly froze. The anticipation in his eyes completely fell empty. There was absolutely no one in the room. Where did Shen Huai go? The servant who chased after him panted heavily. Young master, the secondary consort, is not here. The subordinate sent to pick her up reported that she was betrothed to someone else by the Empress. Ziyu's face changed instantly, and he roared loudly. Why did no one inform me? Zhang Shijin and I got married smoothly. After drinking the cross-cupped wine, he carefully tucked away the sachet containing our hair. Then a blush crept up his cheeks, staring at me helplessly. Huai, you look truly beautiful today. I also lowered my head and said shyly, I know. No, I mean it is dark now. The red curtains were drawn. Zhang Shujin's fiery gaze fell upon me. I swallowed nervously and whispered, please be gentle, I am scared. All right. His movements were indeed incredibly gentle, like a feather gently scratching an itch. Impossible to hide from, impossible to escape from, like a small boat drifting into gentle waters, swaying back and forth, endless and boundless. My tears dried and flowed again. My ears hurt I do not know how many times. Yee! You look even more beautiful when you cry. Until I could no longer hold on and fell asleep. Zhang Shujin's family relations are simple. There is only an auntie who cooks, a limping old man who guards the door, and his little attendant, who grew up with him. I brought a few dowry maids with me, which made it seem a bit livelier. So there are not that many troublesome rules. I slept until the sun was high before slowly waking up. The maid had been pacing outside the door for a long time. Seeing me awake, she finally said, Miss, something happened. That young master, see, is here. The master is blocking him. He seems to have gone crazy, insisting on seeing you. After I finished washing up and putting on makeup, I walked to the main hall. Ziyue and Zhang Shujin were glaring at each other seeing me arrive. They both reached out their hands to me. Wife, are you awake? Are you hungry, Huai? Did someone force you to marry him? I looked at Zhang Shujin and placed my hand in his, thinking of what happened last night. I blushed a little. I got up too late. Made you wait a long time. It is nothing. It is my wife who had a hard time. Ziyue looking at us being so intimate. Got so angry his eyes turned red. Shen Huai agreed that you would be my secondary consort. What right do you have to marry him? I stared at him as cold as ice and said coldly, eldest young Master Z. That is all your own wishful thinking. I never promised you anything. Moreover, I told you long ago, I would not marry you. My husband and I have not eaten yet. You should leave right now. His face was gloomy and he roared loudly. Shen Huai, come back with me. I am your true husband. The person you like is me. Have you forgotten our past life? I did not want Zhang Shujin to know those secrets, so I loudly interrupted him. Ziyue. My husband and I were granted marriage by the Empress. If you refuse to accept it, you can go to the Imperial Palace and reason with the Empress. Furthermore, I have absolutely no feelings for you. I wish we were just strangers who would never meet again. Now you have already married your sweetheart. And I have married my husband. I beg you not to pester me anymore. Ziyu's face turned deathly pale, staring deadly into my eyes, wanting to find any trace of lying in them. But there was absolutely none. After a long time, he finally gritted his teeth and said, I will pester you to death. Shen Huai, you are mine. No one can take you away. I will make Zhang Shujin's end 10 times more miserable than last time. I will wait for you to come begging. After Ziyue left, Zhang Shujin gently held me and we went to eat. Regarding the argument just now, he definitely had many questions in his heart, but he did not ask a single word. I thought about Ziyu's words and felt a bit panicked. Shujin, I am worried. On Zhang Shujin's usually serious and smiling face now bore an unstoppable tender affection. Yi, do not worry. Your husband is not someone who can be casually bullied. I have a solution. I will be particularly careful. As for your affairs, if you want to tell me, then tell me. If you do not want to tell me, then do not. My only hope is that you can be happy every day and not regret marrying me. I quickly lowered my head and ate my rice, hiding the tears in my eyes. But the corners of my mouth could not help turning up. But thinking of the major corruption case that would happen soon, which shocked the whole country and involved many people, causing many officials to be imprisoned. Not only did Zhang Shujin die unjustly and inexplicably in prison, Sumo's entire family was also exiled. I still could not help but feel worried in my heart. Ziyue repeatedly played dirty tricks on Zhang Shujin in the political arena, but Zhang Shujin worked meticulously, giving people absolutely no chance to catch any mistakes. Moreover, he changed his previously rigid temper and got much closer to his colleagues. Last time, because he happened to help the Empress's maiden family, the Crown Prince already favored him. Seeing him willing to be more tactful now made him even more eager to win him over. Zhang Shujin saw through the political situation very clearly. Relying on his own brains and abilities, he quickly became a core member of the Crown Prince's faction. With noble consortsy and the Duke's family who supported the third prince, he completely fell out. It was truly not easy for Ziyue to mess with him. Those painless petty tricks could not hurt Zhang Shujin at all. He became increasingly annoyed, even losing his patience with Li Yuru. Occasionally, when we met, his eyes were like a hungry wolf, filled with a possessiveness of having to get his hands on me. I knew he was holding back a big move. That opportunity soon arrived. A few months later, the enemies attacked and secretly burned half of our army's rations at the border. General Bai, who was stationed there, led his troops to resist desperately and sent an urgent plea for help to the capital to quickly send rations. It was a major matter concerning the lives of tens of thousands of soldiers, yet someone wanted to play tricks. In my past life, the border soldiers did not receive a single grain of food. It was all secretly swapped with sand and husks, without food supplies to aid them. The army immediately collapsed. The father and son, along with countless soldiers, died tragically on the battlefield. The enemies fought their way in, leaving the common people dead and injured all over the ground, occupying 3 cities before being stopped by temporarily dispatched troops. The news of the swapped rations reached the capital. The emperor was furious and ordered a thorough investigation to the end. But this investigation pointed straight to the crown prince. A financial official left a blood-written letter, crying that he was ordered by the crown prince to embezzle the military funds. He did not expect it to cause such a huge disaster, having no face to live on. He directly slit his throat. The crown prince could not explain it clearly at all. The third prince's faction took the opportunity to launch an attack, pulling out their prepared evidence to firmly nail the crime of harming the country and the people onto the crown prince. Zhang Shujin found something fishy inside, directly reported it and requested a reinvestigation, but was locked up in prison on trumped-up charges and poisoned by someone. The crown prince was deposed. The empress was banished to the cold palace. Officials of the crown prince's faction were either beheaded or exiled. The third prince became the new crown prince. Now Ziyue still wants to do things like in the past life. But I will absolutely not let him succeed again. The city has already received urgent messages from the border. The crown prince immediately received the decree to be in charge of the food arrangements. Bai Chu volunteered to go to the front line, wanting to personally deliver the rations to his father and brother. Many officials were so busy with the grain issue that they felt dizzy. Zhang Shujin even did not return home for several days. I was afraid he would be too busy to eat, so I cooked food and brought it to him every noon. It was quite a coincidence this day. I bumped into Ziyue when I went out. He blocked me and his eyes stared deadly at me like a venomous snake. Shen Huai. You deliver food to that Zhang Shujin every day. Do you cherish him that much? I kept a straight face and said, of course, I love my own husband. My husband is still waiting for me, so I will not chat with you. I dodged him and was about to leave, but he firmly grabbed my wrist. His voice turned vicious. In a few days, that trash Zhang Shujin's time to die will arrive. You will be mine sooner or later. Shen Huai, I will see how you can escape then. Ziyue, you are just like a mad dog right now. Get far away from me. Ziyue licked his lips, staring at my back with eyes full of excitement and anticipation. I also slowly smiled. Ziyue, it is your retribution that is coming soon. A few days later, the courier rode day and night, changing 5 fast horses on the way, urgently bringing back frontline intelligence. Military rations delivered in time. Military rations delivered in time. Our army has won completely, leading the troops to beat back the enemy 30 miles. Everyone was instantly thrilled, could not help cheering loudly. Excellent. We won. The third prince and Ziyue were so scared their faces turned as pale as paper. The crown prince swept his gaze over them and said with a dark face, Father Emperor, when I was in charge of the military rations, I found that the financial official intended to embezzle secretly and swap out the rations desperately needed by the troops in order to prevent him from noticing beforehand. I had someone secretly keep an eye on him. Yesterday, seeing that his situation was not right, he was handed over to Minister Zhang of the Dali Temple for interrogation. Zhang Shujin took a step forward, with a straight back and a serious expression, said, reporting to your majesty, the financial official has confessed everything. Because his son was detained by the third prince, he could only obediently follow his and young Master Zhao's orders to secretly swap the rations and pin the blame on the crown prince. The ministers were dumbfounded. In the blink of an eye, they realized in their hearts that this method was not only despicable, but also harmed the country. Ziyu's face bore an unconcealable panic. He argued loudly, this is pure nonsense. Just based on his mouth, how can it be believed? I could also say that it is you, Zhang Shujin, intentionally framing me. Zhang Shujin did not even blink an eyelid. He took out a few reports and said unhurriedly, Your Majesty, this subject has a memorial to present. I have already searched the financial official's home and found the suicide note written to frame the crown prince. His son has also been found at the third prince's estate. There are also other witnesses and material evidence. Please look them over, Your Majesty. The evidence was solid and absolutely undeniable. The emperor was furious and ordered an exhaustive investigation. Anyone involved in this matter will be heavily punished. Ziyue was dragged away directly. His eyes widened and shouted like a mad dog. Number. It should not be like this. I should be the ultimate winner. Zhang Shujin, it is all your fault. It is because you married Shen Huai. that this whole situation changed. It is you who framed me. When Ziyue was in prison, I went to see him once. After he saw me, he roared with red eyes. Shen Huai, we were husband and wife for a lifetime. With so many years of affection, how could you be so cruel as to frame me? On what grounds, on what grounds? I stared at his blood-stained body from the torture, his miserable and wretched appearance. I laughed out loud happily. On what grounds else could it be? Of course it is to take revenge on you. What is this nonsense about being husband and wife for a lifetime? That was me being tortured by you for a lifetime. How does it feel good to be the meat on the chopping block? Ziyue unexpectedly asked an incredibly stupid question. Shen Huai. Do you resent me? I sneered and said, it was you who snatched me and forced me to marry you in the first place. Yet you blamed Li Yuru's death after her marriage on me and tortured me like that. How could I not hate you to death? Ziyue. I wish I could slaughter you with my own hands. He froze for a few seconds. But I also let you be the young madam of the Duke's estate and took care of your maiden family eye. Shen Huai. You obviously loved me back then. I actually had you in my heart too. It was just that I used the wrong method. I said in disgust. That was because I was blind. Ziyue being loved by someone like you. That is simply too disgusting. Ziyue shouted behind my back. Do not go, Huai. Do not go. Shen Huai. Come back quickly. After a few days of commotion over this matter, it finally reached a complete conclusion. The third prince was imprisoned for life. Noble consort was locked in a cold palace. Ziyue was sentenced to beheading. Li Yuru was exiled. I heard that before Ziyue was beheaded. He kept screaming my name heart-wrenchingly, muttering crazy words that no one could understand. He desperately tried to find my shadow among the onlookers, until his head was severed. His eyes were still staring wide open with indignation. After the front line completely calmed down, Bai Chu returned to the capital. He bumped into me strolling on the street with Sumo. He bent down and gave me a deep bow. Shen Huai. Thank you so much for your advice. After that day, I went home and pondered for a long time, realizing how brainless my past self was, and seeing clearly what I should do. Several months of tempering from fighting at the front line made him completely rid himself of the squeamishness from the city, and gain much of a soldier's fortitude and toughness. I smiled and nodded. You are too polite. The men of the Bai family are indomitable, and will absolutely not disappoint anyone. The Bai father and son served the country, and deserved a good ending in the first place. Sumo also turned her unfortunate fate around, remaining the same beauty-loving and cheerful girl she was. She pulled me and whispered, "Yi. That Bai Chu is not as annoying as before. Looking at him, he is actually quite handsome." I held back my laughter and said, "What is it? Have you taken a fancy to him?" "Oh, please, I have not." Stop talking nonsense. Zhang Xujin was no longer crazily busy like before, squeezing out plenty of time to accompany me. Regarding the switched military rations, seeing that I did not want to talk about it, he did not press me on where I heard it from. He just loved me more and more, sticking to me all day long. Zhang Xujin is extremely meticulous in everything he does. I complained that the Su family's osmanthus cake was too cloyingly sweet, and other places could not replicate that good flavor. He then listed dozens of recipe proportions and tried them one by one. Looking at his deeply furrowed brows, those who did not know would think he was doing scientific research. Facing my jokes, he always says, "The things my wife loves to eat are matters of utmost importance. Try this one and see how it tastes." I opened my mouth and took a bite of the osmanthus cake he offered. My eyes lit up. This is so delicious, the first. I like it very much. Right. Yes. I hurriedly nodded my head, fearing he would continue his experiments. I would really eat until I threw up. After feeding me this piece, He raised the corners of his mouth in a very satisfied smile. My wife has eaten until her belly is round. Now it is time to feed me. Jiang Shujin. How can you be like this? It is broad daylight right now. It is fine. Draw the curtains, and who can see you?